Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Big Dam with Bobby Hill, yours truly. Excuse me. I'd like to thank y'all for joining with me. I'm here this morning. It's still morning time here. Maybe I think it is. So, yeah, I have my cat here today, Zoe, here making a mess. So I'm looking at her. I'm sorry. Make sure she don't, run across my keyboard. And I sort of had an older age when I was younger. I was always, I like dogs and, you know, excuse me. I watched that documentary by Eddie Murphy, and he sort of felt what he said. Like as he got older, he felt more, relatable to cats, and I feel that way. I like dogs and everything, but it's, dogs can be nasty. Dogs can stink. You gotta always be on top of dogs. They don't, you know, you gotta pick up after them all the time, pooping and shit. With cats, you put them in a little box. All you gotta do is clean out the little box. They're not really, you have to make sure they're clean as far as, make sure they don't shed hair and everything. That's about it. But for the most part, cats are pretty good. They quiet. They can be, they scratch from time to time. Luckily, you know, Zoe, she started, we first got her, we got her from, first of all, we got her from a PetSmart. We adopted her. You know, we adopted one cat before, and she didn't want to. That cat didn't want to adapt. The cat was, I don't know what wrong with the cat. I don't know if it got abused or whatever. The cat was, had PTSD or something. So we took that cat back, and we got Zoe, and she's been a pretty good cat. She left one time. She went outside and didn't come back for about a day or so. But yeah, she's a good cat. And we watched her one time. The first time she scratched me real good, but the last time she actually asked to get washed. So that was a change because I've never had a cat that asked to get washed. It was always a challenge trying to wash a cat. So that was pleasant surprise. So yeah, and she's doing good right now. She eats good. The only problem is now I got with her that she don't when she damn poops in a litter box, she don't cover it up sometimes. And cat poop stink. Cat piss stink. It stinks. It stinks bad. So yeah, she has to, frustrated with that. I might try to get another litter box that the kind that with the hole on top and they sit down on it. I might have to do that. So, who knows? Dealing with cats. When I first met my wife, first of all, I got to give a shout out. I tell her every time I do it, I give a shout out to my lovely wife. My rock, my better half, Sandra Hill. She's the reason why I'm doing this. She's helping me out 100% all in, helping me doing this. And, when I first met her, she had two dogs and it was a hassle. But eventually we got rid of the dogs and, we got cats. We had, we had a few cats, we had, I just said we have a few cats. We have had a few cats to come in the house, and they ended up leaving because I guess they were from cats that were already wild. So I guess they went back to their true nature. And eventually, they all left. They wanted to be outside and they left and they come back. So, but this one we adopted now. She likes being home. She still, every now and then, I'll make sure she don't go out no more now because we don't want her to have fleas or, these little cats out here where we stay at, man. They little hoes out here. They out here, getting up on everything. So I want her to catch nothing or, yeah, something like that. Bring fleas back or stuff like that. So, we try to, keep her inside, get her, make sure she has what she needs, let her stay out the window so she can dream about what she want to do outside. But other than that, she's good. She's good, and And plus with cats, they keep everything out. They keep, you got cats, you ain't gonna have to worry about no mice, you ain't worry about no snakes. Hey, hey, cats kill roaches. Them big, like what we call them, big roaches. I don't know what they call that in other parts of the country. We used to call them water bugs. Big roaches, look like flying roaches. And yeah, she killed them. They be wet right here, raining and stuff. She come back in her paw. She throw it down. Yeah, she kill flies. She be jumping up on the She would jump up on the glass door and kill flies. Yeah, cats are very amazing. Very amazing. From the lion down to the feline, cats are very amazing creatures. You know, very, very amazing. Very cunning. And it's amazing. You be seeing them videos. The funniest thing when you be seeing them videos of them cats that say like a little kid be playing with a cat, cat be playing, whatever. Cat be like the kid be like, I'm the cat, and all of a sudden the cat get up and shoot about 10 blows in about 2 seconds and go and run away. The kid starts crying. That's the funniest thing in the world. But yeah. But than that, I love cats, man. I love cats. They're good creatures. They're easy to maintain. They're quiet. You got to be careful about where you keep stuff at. Like glass stuff. You got to be careful about having glass stuff on something that a cat can jump on because they climb everywhere. So if you got fragile stuff that breakable stuff that's fragile that'll break, you might want to keep it low to the ground. You put it up in the air, mess around, cat, knock it down. Seen videos, they jumping up and knocking down Christmas trees and stuff like that. I ain't never experienced that, but yeah, I couldn't do that. With that being said, enough cat news for the day. I hope everybody's had a good day today. Hope everybody's been productive. Here where we at, it's a damn flood watch. We had a thunderstorm last night, lightning. Actually, I got a little nostalgic because it took me back when I was younger. When we used to have them old country back down in North Carolina when we had them thunderstorms. And, I tell my wife I used to be fascinated by the weather when I was younger. I was that little kid that would sit down, that would lay down on the ground and look up at the clouds and just watch them move. Watch the clouds that are closer to the ground move faster and the clouds is way up in the air, move slower, stuff like that. Knew about everything, cumulus, cirrus clouds, stratus clouds. What's it? Cumulus, cirrus, and stratus clouds. Yes, I knew it. I used to study about the weather and everything. I used to be fascinated by all that. But yeah, we having had a little thunderstorm last night. A lot of rain today. It's if there was a time South Texas was in a drought for a while, and I think this past month, the past 4 weeks, they have gotten out of this drought. It has rained a whole lot down here. It floods because there's a lot of drainage. The drainage is pretty good, but a lot of trash, and you have a lot of homeless people and stuff, and trash and stuff get clogged up in the drainage pipes and causes some of the streets to back up because the water back up. If you can't go nowhere, it's going. That's the way it is. But for the most part, it's okay. I like to see it. It's watering my plants. I water my plants every day. This is when I stay out to water my plants, watching them grow. I got so we got some. What's big down here is cactus. Cactus in Spanish, nopales. Me and my wife got some. I'm gonna tell you, I got them too. I ain't buy them either, man. I was doing DoorDash one time. We was at this apartment complex that I would not name, but we went there and I was delivering, and we seen a nice cactus sitting there. It's a nice big cactus, and my wife, I was like, "Look, we trying to grow these cactus, man. Here we go, right here." And she was like, "We rounded out. We got it. We got like 3 of them." And we, got them, planted them up, and it's taken about a few months. Excuse me, just put them in dirt. The cactus are big. It didn't hurt the cactus, man. The damn cactus that was, it's huge. The other cactus. So we got down, we planted them. We just wait. It took about 2 months for it, and the cactus finally started, blooming. Like another little cactus started growing out and stuff on all three of them, and I was very happy because that's yeah, I did something right. I know how to. I like having a green thumb. I love when my stuff grows because it's confirmation. Like you know how to nurture stuff, to make stuff grow. You gotta know how to nurture it, and make sure you water it properly. Make sure you stay on top of it. Make sure you have when you change pots. It's a couple of plants we got. We got to change the pots in it, but we're gonna get to that. But still, make sure you gotta take care of them. You got to watch them every day. You can't watch them once a week, whatever. You got to be on top of them every day. You know, feel like children. So, but it's all good. I love it because it keeps my mind busy. It keeps me, focused on something. You know, and that is very good, and I love that. But like I said, we got that. I got some cactus. We got like we got like a palm tree. Um, we got we got a mint. It's like a big mint. We got a rosemary. Um, we got like 5 sunflowers. We have one that's grown real tall. The other ones are coming up, and have to get a new pot and get like a big pot and put all of them in one pot. Um, Trying to think what else. We got a few other ones on. We got a little aloe is trying to grow. Um, and I think what else? Oh, we got some cilantro. Yeah, we got some of that. I'm probably gonna get some more of that. We got some peppers growing. I have to get another. I have to get a long tray for that. A couple long trays for that because I have to pick each one of the plants out individually and replant. So each one will be a pepper. So I have to do that. Um, I think that's it. I got some other stuff I want to grow, but I'm gonna do that in the later years. Like I said, I want to start, growing my food and stuff because I think that's better. It's healthier. I'm trying to, as I got older and stuff, trying to, live a healthier life and control what I put in my body. I ain't saying I'm 100% disciplined now, but I try to, have a healthy balance. I ain't gonna say I won't eat, every time I eat grease, no. I fry chicken, I fry pork chop. I do that from time to time. I don't do that every week or nothing like that from time to time. I don't be out here cooking irresponsible, but I have a balance. I don't be all salads and steamed vegetables and damn, what is it, you know, tofu and seaweed and all that. No, uh, I eat my salads and stuff, and I watch what I put. I drink. I need to drink more water. I do that from drink tea. My vice is I used to drink soda. Drink cokes or now I don't even drink coke. I drink coke, so to drink the store, like I said, the store, the HEB down here. I drink that brand, the cola. Yeah, I drink them. I've gotten out of drinking them now since I've been going to the gym like real good. So that's good. Like I said, I drink water. I drink, drink an energy drink. I might drink, protein shake. You I try to watch. Like I said, I just try to watch what I put. Drink some wine from time to time. Like I said, I just try to watch what I put in my body. I try, get my wife. She, try to get her. She helps me. I help her. We eat a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. We eat tacos. We eat all that. We eat some caldo. We eat everything. Yeah, enchiladas, guacamole. and all that lasagna, everything. But we keep it in perspective. We don't sit there and have it all the time. And I told us that we work out, we have to, we figure out something that we want, like something that's maybe not healthy as what we want it to be. So we want to get that, put that as a goal, and we have to, work toward that goal, work toward that cheat day, in food that is not life. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to other conversation. This is this cheat day in working out as far as eating. That's it. But yeah, I say I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope the day ain't too stressful. Hope the kids ain't stress you out too much. I hope your friends, your family, your significant other, whatever. I hope the people ain't stressing you out too much today. It's Friday. I hope you're getting ready to, it's like the second half of the day. It's time to wind it down. Go ahead and finish strong. Go home, get up, man, clock out. Go relax, do what you need to do. Hang with your fam, hang with your loved ones, hang with your kids. You know, go hit happy hour, whatever you do. Just, keep it safe. Don't be out tripping. I know it's crazy out here. Everything's expensive. You got to just chill at home. Then watch some NBA basketball. Watch some playoffs. The playoffs is pretty good this year. So all I see is Spurs out here. All I see is world around. All I see every day I see in another place with a big flag up or a big sign up say "Go Spurs, go." hmm Like I said, it's real nice. Being able to ride around and see see the city and see the different parts of it. See the different neighborhoods. They just have neighborhoods everywhere around this place, man. All of them are like, and the majority of them, I say, all the neighborhoods I go to, I say at least 95% of them are gated. It don't matter if they could be apartments, they could be condominiums, they could be townhouses, they could be like regular houses on plots of land. They all gated. Sometimes the gates are open. You don't need a code. Most time you need a code. But like I said, them places are nice, man. They got nice neighborhoods. They got nice setups, nice. Then you have, some of them be on hills and on like little baby mountains on top and stuff, and you can see the city and everything. That stuff be so beautiful. And I love it. You know, I wish I could share all that view with y'all. Y'all could see that through my eyes and stuff. That stuff is beautiful, man. I understand why people could do that. I'm pretty sure it costs an arm and a leg, but I understand why people like get that, want to see that stuff is beautiful. hmm No, I was just listening. Like I said, I listen to. I don't get it. I watch a little. I watch television. I watch movies a lot. I watch shows a lot. When I get a chance, I watch. I used to watch a lot. I used to engulf in all the politics, especially when time when the end of Bush, then Obama and everything. I was like watching a lot and consuming a lot, and you know after all that fiasco with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, all that campaign, and Trump really came out and won, and all this stuff, man. I just really, you know, I didn't want to. I started not to consume it as much as I, did before because I didn't want to infect myself with that. Be all like, because I already know what's going on. I already know who the person is. I'm not surprised about what he does because I think, I already the way I feel about him, I felt this way since the '80s. This isn't new. This ain't. I don't care if he didn't never switch parties. If he would have stayed a Democrat, I still would have felt the same way about him. He's not. I don't like him. I don't never liked him as a person. I just don't. It has nothing to do with his politics and nothing. Man, now it has. That's like the icing on it, But it was long before that, so I don't, I don't mess with them. I don't bother with them. I don't bother with them. But yeah, I try to. But now I still look at it. Watch it. I go in from time to time. I see. I look at stuff on social media. I look at TikTok. I got stuff on Facebook. But things like the things I see now, man, just like I said, things just be so it's so like demoralizing sometimes. No, like when you see stuff like Clarence Thomas and what he represents, man. As a black person, as a black man, it's just so disappointing, man. It just make you feel so. Just I don't know. And things like that, get not it don't take you down as a person, but in the moment that it happens, it gives you a blow. Like, oh, damn, come on, man, do at least one thing for us. You know, I know these people. I know these people put you up here. I know who put you up here. I know what you represent. I know everything. I know what it was. You know, one reason why you up there because the first black justice passed away, and then when another black person up there, they wouldn't the optics wouldn't have looked right back in the early '90s if George H.W. Bush would have put another white male up there in place of the first black male Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall passed away. So that was optics, you know. So I understand that. With that being said, it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime appointment, so you won't have to worry about getting reelected or anything. So, why decide to assist in, you know, stripping, stripping a piece of law or legislation that helped us gain representation, to help you get where you were at, Why would you take that? You let people like John Roberts say that he don't want things decided by race, but that has how everything has been decided since the beginning of this country is by race. Just so happened to be his race. They don't. It's amazing. Like the attempt to just I don't know, they attempt to take this country back to 1700s, man. They want to take it. They just want to take it back, strip everything away, so they can do whatever they want and not have not get sued, not get prosecuted, or anything. They want to take it back there. If they could, they would. That's what they're trying to do, and that's just so, you know, that's just so unfortunate that people had an opportunity. We had an opportunity here to go really move forward and be the leader in this world. Especially after electing Obama, man, we had the world. The world was looking at us. The world was damn, praising us. The world was, idolizing us because we have advanced. We thought we have moved. We thought we had moved forward, and we were progressing to be a better country. But then after that, I tell you, that seemed like it was a damn oasis of hope in a desert. It was an oasis of hope in a desert of despair. And right now we in the desert of despair. We walking. Our damn shoes about wore out. Damn pants about ripped up. Our drawers them got ripped up, and a damn shirt out. We don't got no shirt on. Ain't combed our hair. We sitting here begging for water out here in the damn desert. Ain't no hope in sight. So it's just, just unfortunate, man, that to see a man that look like us, that look like me, that look like so many people that look like me, to, just do things to just, make it harder for us to have a voice. And it's so sad. Like, why can't we have a voice? I mean, what's wrong with our voices? Yeah, because we sound smarter than the voices that's already up there. Cause we make better sense. Cause we're not as evil. We're not as vile. You know. As soon as they had that ruling, what are these states doing? These states sitting here, all of them trying to change, you know, trying to get power, trying to do that. Because the only way they can do that is by changing stuff. You know, move the goalposts, change the rules. So they in a fair contest they could win. That's why there is the electoral college because they know if it was just made by the popular vote. They know Republicans knew they would never win a presidential election if they just went by the who had the most votes. You know, how many Republican presidents have won the popular vote? George W. Bush. I mean, George H.W. Bush didn't. What's this? Bob Dole didn't. The first election of George W. Bush, George W. Bush didn't. The second time, he did, I think. McCary, I think. John McCain didn't. Mitt Romney didn't. Donald Trump didn't. The only time Donald Trump had more votes was his last election. The first two elections, he's not have more popular votes. So go figure. And that's facts. Those are raw numbers. That's not speculation. That's not innuendo or anything like that. That's real. So I ain't gonna lie. I hope for Texas. I just hope they can get Ted Cruz up out of there. I can't stand him, man. I first moved down here when that ice storm came, and then he was going to Cancun. Matter of fact, I moved to Texas 6 days before the insurrection. I sat and watched it on television. I was like, what in the hell? But yeah. I don't think about that. I don't want to think about that. No, man. Like I said, I just want, us to get our stuff together and get these old people up out of here, man. Get these old people that's only caring about enriching themselves, get them up out of here and get some people up here that's going to help us. Help move the people forward, not divide the people. We're better when we're together. And you got people like that damn bald-headed Dookie, Stephen Miller. Man, that's oh my God, I hate that's what I'm saying. I hate what's so sad. These people like act like this. They act like this, and they got so much to say, but they couldn't sit up here and look nobody in the eye with no security, no anything, and say the same thing to these people that you say on camera. Walk up to one of them and say something, the same thing you be saying, and see what happens. That's what. That's how they act out here on camera. That's like Mike Tyson said about social media. People think they too like make people forget they can get walk on punt. Make people think that what they can say like they can't walk up and get punched in the face. That's how the people act up here in government, man. Like these little people that look like they got punked in high school and stuff like that. Like they got mad because their girl got stole from an athlete, or they got down, or they got cut from the team, or something happened where they didn't make it or they got cut short and they now got a little bit of power and they want to flex it. They're talking junk, in real life. They a little scared, hiding little punks and stuff like that. This it's just that's the stuff that's unfortunate. That the that people don't, that the people up here sitting here just being so rude and cruel and stuff like this and so arrogant and heartless to these people, but don't have the balls to come up here and talk to these people face to face and tell them this stuff to their face. They talk about them on camera and about talk about how bad they are, or first of all, the term illegal alien. I hate that term. First of all, I no human being, no alien. You know, and like Billy always said, man, how can you be illegal on stolen land? That's a real statement. I don't give a damn people get into their feelings. I don't care. That's a real statement. How can you be illegal on stolen land? Everybody's illegal. Land stolen. You know? What if the damn natives had an immigration policy like the damn Trump administration? This country would look a whole lot different, right? Yeah. What if the natives had a damn native version of Stephen Miller and they were that way toward the Europeans? How would that would have went? Imagine that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It would have been it would have been no United States of America. Been the United Tribes of the Apache or the Seminole or all these others, Cohari, and so many different more. So I'm sitting looking at my cat. Come here. Come here. So you can get up here. Come here. That's one thing about cats, man. You can sit up here and talk to them. They'll sit and look at you. You should say, come here, come here, come here. They'll sit and look at you like you dumb. They make you feel like you dumb. And for a minute, you really think you dumb. Sitting there trying to talk to this cat, they're looking at you like they ain't nothing. Then they turn around and lick their damn balls while they looking at you. What can you do to that? What can you say to that? What can you do to that, man? And they have no whatever. And they just go off and just like it ain't nothing. Knock something on the ground, just go over and just lay in the damn and just go lay down like it ain't nothing. And you can't catch them. You ain't gonna catch them. Not like that, not running after them. No, you got to fake them to catch them. You got to get close and let them get close to you. Then you can scoop them. But no, you're not going to run after them and catch them. Hell no, you're going to mess around and break your hip doing that, or you're going to fall over and, hurt your back trying to catch a cat. So, yeah. For real. For real. Yeah, there was an interesting show today talking about cats and stuff. I didn't think I was going to talk about cats, but when I got in here, she was sitting up here on the laptop and stuff. So I'm like, I figured I'd talk about it today. So she's like, Dad, when you gonna talk about me? So there you go. Hope you happy, Zoe. For real. With that being said, I'd like to thank y'all for being here for real. Like everything is not. There'll be a little bit of seriousness all the time, but sometimes we just have fun and have little playful topics and stuff. I'm versatile. We talk about everything up here. I like doing this. I like keeping it. You got to balance it out, man. You got some heavy, serious stuff. You can talk about the serious stuff, and you also got to bring how the lighthearted stuff, be able to have that mix in, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we do up there. That's how we bring it. That's how we bring it, and that's how we always going to bring it. With later on in the year, we talk about Christmas and stuff like that. I might have a Santa hat. I might have got the beard. I might be dressed up like Santa Claus. Who knows? I don't know. Halloween, I might have me a daggone costume up there. I ain't gonna know. It ain't no might. I am gonna have me a costume. Might have a couple costumes. It Depends on kind of first time. Like I'm home now. I'm off the road, so I get a chance to be home and stuff. I don't know. They might give me an outfit. Who knows? Yeah, I'm here for y'all. I like to thank y'all, and I like to, you know what I'm saying? Like thank y'all for joining me today. I'll be here. It's Friday. I don't know. I might drop in sometime this weekend. You know, depends on if I'm not busy. I'll let y'all know. You know what I do. I'll put it on deck. Let you know. Well, I like to thank y'all for coming here, and I hope y'all have a happy and safe weekend. You know, take care of yourself. Don't, it ain't worth it. Whatever it is that, get that you think about that, it might be against the law, might hurt somebody. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Somebody picks you off, just walk away, man. Walk away. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth losing your life or, what ain't worth losing life or losing your freedom over something crazy. It ain't worth it, man. Think about your kids, think about your family, think about everybody, man. Just it ain't worth it. Just walk away. I ain't talking to nobody in particular. Just talking to anybody who might be in that situation. Think about it. Think about your loved ones. Think about speaking of loved ones, kiss your loved ones, kiss your kids, because you never know when it might be the last time. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.